Back here at Rogers Center in Toronto, I'm Kevin McAlpin with 680 The Fan and the Atlanta Braves Radio Network. We're getting you set for game number 2. It's the finale of this brief little 2-game interleague series between the Braves and the Jays, with Mike Foltynewicz on the mound tonight at 7:07 p.m. Eastern. Braves are 80-54. They got a gift from the Orioles last night, who shut out the Nationals 2-0 at Nationals Park, so the lead remains 5.5 here in the NL East standings. Meanwhile, the Jays improved to 54-80. They are in 4th place in the American League East. 3-1 was your final last night in a game started by Mike Soroka. He worked 6 innings last night, suffering his first road loss of the season. Of course, the native of Canada had a lot of family and friends here in the ballpark last night. He worked 6 innings, allowed 8 hits with 2 earned runs. The Braves offense really has scuffled here lately, didn't give him any wiggle room, and he suffered, again, his first road loss of the year. Overall, the Braves pitching staff, they've done their job. A 2.12 ERA. They've allowed 22 earned runs over their last 93 1/3 innings pitched. They've given up more than 3 runs in a game just once in their last 10 contests, and since the trade deadline, a 4.06 collective ERA for the Braves pitching staff. That is the 4th best in all of Major League Baseball. Big night for Josh Donaldson here last night. They honored him with a video tribute at Rogers Center. He got a standing ovation every time he stepped into the batter's box. Unfortunately, an 0-for-4 night for Josh Donaldson in his return here to Toronto. He had like 8 cameras, like 40 media members waiting for him before the game yesterday, so you know he wished he could have come through a couple of times for the Braves, but the offense continues to sputter here lately. Over their last 11 games, the offense is hitting just 198 collectively. They've scored 3.5 runs per game. That's the bad news. The good news is they've won 8 out of their last 11 games, scoring 3.5 runs per game. So again, pitching staff has done their job. The offense really needs to pick things up here as they go forward. They'll give the ball to Mike Foltynewicz here tonight. He's making his 16th start of the season. 27-year-old righty actually made his big league debut with the Astros back in 2014 against these Toronto Blue Jays. He'll make his first start here at Rogers Center. The Braves have won each of his last 7 starts, so they have not given him a ton of offense to work with, but he has done a really nice job since returning from AAA Gwinnett. And again, it seems to get better and better with each start. Fastball command and slider have been really sharp for Mike Foltynewicz here of late. So the Braves are looking to salvage a win before they head home tonight. They've got a day off tomorrow before the White Sox will come to SunTrust Park for a 3-game series. You've got 3 with the White Sox, 2 with the Blue Jays at home, and then that collision course that the Braves are on. They'll have a stretch starting in early September where the only teams they'll see are the Washington Nationals and the Philadelphia Phillies. So important to build up as much wiggle room as you can here in the National League East standings between now and then. Mike Foltynewicz on the mound for the Braves tonight. Jim Powell and Joe Simpson, they'll have the call for you right here on 680 The Fan and the Atlanta Braves Radio Network. It's the finale of this road trip. Braves looking to get on the plane with a 4-2 mark, and that would not be bad, all things considered, with all the traveling they've done here the last few days. Crazy hours, getting into the hotel at 4 a.m. 4-2 road trip would be a pretty darn good way to wrap things up. So again, Jim and Joe, they've got the call for you back in Atlanta on 680 The Fan and all across the Southeast on the Braves Radio Network at 7:07 Eastern.